Welcome to the Geeks Attic. This is a Star Wars Expanded Universe book review of Heir to the Empire. Star Wars Heir to the Empire was written by New York Times best-selling author Timothy Zahn. Now, this expanded universe novel takes place during the New Republic era, 9 years after the Battle of Yavin, or just 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi. Now, Heir to the Empire is book 1 of what's mostly referred to as the Thrawn Trilogy. Now let's get into a brief summary before we get into my overall thoughts. The Empire, divided and unorganized, is spread throughout the galaxy. The New Republic foundations are still unstable as political infighting ramps up. From the outermost reaches of space, the wild, unknown regions, a threat to the New Republic emerges. An Imperial Star Destroyer led by Grand Admiral Thrawn. Grand Admiral Thrawn believes that he will bring Imperial control of the galaxy once again. Disorder and the lust for power divided much of the Empire after the death of Lord Vader and Emperor Palpatine. Now, Thrawn devises a plan that could decapitate the New Republic, or the Rebels as they still refer to the New Republic, and instill order in the galaxy once again. He's on the search for an alien life form that can actually silence the Force, an excellent tool in order to weaken enemy number 1, Luke Skywalker. Thrawn is also on the search for a man named Joruus C'baoth, a lost Jedi. His plan is to use C'baoth to fulfill his quest in conquering the galaxy, promising C'baoth that he can keep Luke Skywalker in order to build a new Jedi Order. However that order looks, it's up to Joruus C'baoth. While Thrawn is on the hunt for his tools of conquest, Leia Solo, which is now pregnant with twins, is busy avoiding abduction attempts. Han and Luke have a wild encounter with the Empire, and that's when Luke comes face to face with a new enemy that burns with hatred. Now let's get into my overall thoughts. This novel captured the attention of many Star Wars film fans as it opened up the universe of the franchise on a grandiose scale. The Star Wars Expanded Universe became a force of its own. This book is highly regarded by the Star Wars reading community to be one of the best. This is actually my second time to read it, so I'd have to say that it is pretty entertaining. This book is full of action, and we get to see a lot of new planets. But for me, jumping around from location to location pretty often got a little confusing as to where we were in the galaxy. We did spend a lot of time on Kashyyyk, though, which was pretty interesting. The communication between the big three really isn't the greatest. Han, Luke, and Leia. There's this dark Jedi that is resurfacing. The news of this is spreading throughout the galaxy. Leia just casually brings it up to Luke in conversation, and Luke is like, wait, what? Like, he hadn't heard about it. And I would have thought Leia would have gone straight to Luke and said, hey, what's going on with this guy? Have you found him yet? But no, it's just kind of like, oh, I thought you knew. So with that, I kind of felt that the characters weren't like a very accurate depiction of what we got from them on the screen. While the story is cool, the execution of it is a little bit wonky. It seems like everyone in the story just knows a lot about everything. Everyone knows just way too much. There's too many little coincidences that take place throughout the story that try to tie everything up into the film. Doesn't really feel that natural. Luke does drink some hot chocolate. Doesn't really feel like Star Wars, but doesn't take you out of the story really though either, unless you sit there and think about it. And what kind of nerd is going to sit there and think about that? It sounds like I've been complaining a lot, but this story really is pretty cool. Leia being trained as a Jedi, Luke facing new challenges and enemies, the surge of Imperial power, and this Force user that uses the dark side. It's great. Going back into a complaint about Thrawn, the main character, a chiss. He's got blue skin, red eyes. He knows too much, and I don't like it. In the past, I've said that Thrawn was pretty cool. I'm sure you can find it somewhere on one of the reviews that I've posted that, oh, Thrawn was awesome. He's a smart guy. But I really don't like him that much now after the revisit of his, origins. His smarts go far beyond that of just mere strategic abilities. He doesn't have the Force. And if he did have the Force, I could understand this. But he knows who is on what ship. He knows the history of people. He knows everything about everything. It is kind of cool, though, that he has an assistant who is also an assassin. His name is Rook. He's a Nogri alien species that the Empire has kind of been suppressing over the years. But, that's a whole nother thing that we can get into at another time. So do I recommend that you pick up and read Star Wars Heir to the Empire? I know it sounds like I've been a little bit too negative. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this story. But the answer is yes. Pick it up and read it. Timothy Zahn did a pretty good job of expanding the Star Wars universe beyond that of the Emperor and Vader, giving us the same familiar characters that we love, plus a new cast of characters. So pick it up and read it. For the rating, I will give this story a B+. Check me out at thegeeksaddict.com and across all social media at thegeeksaddict. Have a good one.